Hello, dear listeners, again. Now it's time to clarify another 8 crucial English words to enrich your vocabulary knowledge even more. And now let's get started. For the first word, we have sentence. Sentence. The stress is on the first syllable, sentence. Sentence could either be a verb or a noun, and it is mostly used in grammar. You might have heard this word a lot, which means a group of words that express a complete idea. For example, this is a correct sentence. But what I mean here is sentence as a formal or legal use. Sentence in law as a noun means a punishment given by a judge in a court. For example, he received a 10-year prison sentence. And as a verb, it means to officially decide someone's punishment in court. For instance, the judge sentenced him to life in prison. So overall, remember that sentence has two meanings. One in grammar and another one in law. Now for the synonymous. In law, we have punishment, judgment, and penalty. For collocations, we have a prison sentence, a life sentence, serve a sentence, and sentence someone to. Now we have some example sentences. The criminal was given a long prison sentence, and the judge sentenced the thief to 5 years in prison. That's it, dear listeners. Now for the second word, we have handle. Handle. The stress is on the first syllable, handle. Handle can also be a noun or verb. As a noun, it means the part of an object that you hold. For example, the door handle is broken. But as a verb, it means to control, manage, or deal with a situation, problem, or task. For example, she handled the situation calmly. Now for the synonymous as a verb, we have manage, deal with, cope with, and control. And we have some common collocations for handle as a verb, which are handle a problem, handle a situation, handle pressure, handle carefully. Now for the example sentences, we have he knows how to handle stress at work. And this machine must be handled with care. And lastly, she handled the problem very well. That's it, and now let's jump to the third word, which is accompany. Accompany. Accompany actually consists of 3 syllables, and the stress is on the first syllable. Accompany. Accompany. Accompany is a verb, and it has a couple of meanings. For example, for the first one, it means to go with someone, to go somewhere with a person. For example, she accompanied her mother to the hospital. And for the second meaning, it means to exist or happen together, to happen at the same time as something else. For example, fever is often accompanied by a headache. And for the third meaning, it means to support. For instance, the singer was accompanied by a pianist. Now for the synonymous, we have go with, attend, go along with. And for the collocations, we have accompany someone to a place, be accompanied by, accompany a friend, and accompany a song. For the examples, we have he accompanied his friend to the airport. The guitarist accompanied the singer. Here, keep in mind that after accompany, we don't use with. For For example, we don't say, he accompanied with me. Rather, we say, he accompanied me. For example, she accompanied me home. That's it, dear listeners. Now for the next word, we have quench. Quench. Quench is one syllable and it's a verb. Actually, quench has two meanings. The first one is to stop feeling thirsty, usually by drinking. For example, cold water quenches his thirst. And the second meaning, it means to stop or reduce a strong feeling or desire. For instance, nothing could quench her curiosity. Now for the synonyms, we have satisfy thirst, extinguish fire, suppress, and reduce. Now for the collocations, we have quench thirst, quench the fire, quench curiosity, quench desire, quench one's anger. And for the example sentences, we have a glass of water quenched her thirst. The rain quenched the fire. Reading only increased his curiosity instead of quenching it. And lastly, it's the only book that quenches my thirst of reading. That's it. And now for the following word, we have maintain. Maintain. Maintain consists of two syllables and the stress is on the second syllable. Maintain. Maintain is a verb and it means to take care of something so it continues to work well, or to keep something at the same standard, level, or state. For instance, she maintains a healthy lifestyle, and it's important to maintain your car. Now we have some similar words to maintain. For example, we have keep, preserve, sustain, retain, and assert. Now for the collocations, we have maintain a car, building, or system, and maintain equipment, maintain standards, maintain balance, maintain health, maintain control, and maintain peace. For the examples, we have regular exercise help us maintain good health. The company maintains high standards. She maintained that the decision was correct. Now let's jump to another word, which is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Ridiculous consists of four syllables and the stress is on the second syllable. Ridiculous. Ridiculous is an adjective and it means extremely silly, unreasonable, or hard to believe. For example, that idea sounds ridiculous. Now we have some similar words to ridiculous. We have absurd, silly, laughable, and nonsensical. Nonsensical. For the collocations, we have a ridiculous idea, a ridiculous price, a ridiculous excuse, look ridiculous, sound ridiculous. And for examples, we have it is ridiculous to blame him without evidence. She paid a ridiculous amount of money for that bag. I felt ridiculous wearing formal clothes at the picnic. Remember that we don't use very before ridiculous. For example, this is very ridiculous. This is wrong. Instead, we just say, this is ridiculous. Or we could say, this is absolutely ridiculous. That's it, shall we? Now let's jump to the last word, which is appropriate. Appropriate. Appropriate consists of three syllables, and the stress is on the first syllable. Appropriate. Appropriate could either be a verb or an adjective, but it is used mostly as an adjective, which means suitable or right. It means correct or proper in a situation, purpose, or occasion. For instance, wearing a suit is appropriate for a job interview. Now we have some synonyms for appropriate. As an adjective, we have suitable, proper, fitting, and right. And now we have some common words that are usually coincided with appropriate, such as appropriate clothing, appropriate behavior, response, and action, and appropriate time or place. Now for the examples we have, it is appropriate to apologize when you make a mistake. The teacher chose appropriate books for her students. The city appropriated funds to repair the bridge. Sorry, dear listeners, appropriate was the seventh word. Now we have the last word, which is captivate. 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 The stress is on the first syllable, captivate. Captivate is a verb and it means to fascinate or charm someone so much that they are fully interested. For example, the magician's performance captivated the audience. Just imagine a beautiful painting that makes you stop and stare. It grabs your attention, make it impossible to look away. This is actually captivation. Now we have some synonyms for captivate, which are fascinate, charm, enchant, and mesmerize. Now for the collocations, we have captivate an audience, captivate listeners, readers, and viewers, captivate hearts, captivate skills. Now for the examples, we have the storyteller captivated the children with her exciting tales. The new movie captivated viewers from start to finish. Her voice captivated everyone in the room. That's it, dear listeners. Now let's just use all the 8 words in one short story. Just try to pay a close attention to the mentioned words. The judge decided to sentence the offender fairly, and the lawyer had to handle the case carefully as strong emotions accompanied every decision. The final ruling helped quench public anger and maintain trust in the law, proving that justice is not ridiculous when it is applied in an appropriate way that can still captivate public attention. That's it. That's the end of the lesson, shall we? Hope you the best.